Welcome back to the Compound Podcast. This is episode 139, but it could be 138. It could be. Are we doing 138? Did we decide, Tom, on the number?
I did 138 on the episode
Okay.
so we'll do that.
Yep. You know what is a good mission for someone who really loves this podcast is to go back and count every single episode on Apple Podcasts and then tell us where we actually are.
Yeah, tweet at me. Because I have no idea what the number is.
Okay. We're going to go with 138. Presented by Parse Rum. I got a tweet. I don't know if you guys saw this. Someone tweeted at me that they had purchased a bottle of Parse Rum, and they were thrilled with the quality of the rum, of course, because Parse is the best. And I tweeted back at them, when I say Parse, you say, and then got like a bunch of people that commented back rum and were very excited because there's people that love rum out there.
Oh, love that.
And somebody said, thanks for planting a tree. There were some great comments in there. If you have a minute, great tweet, great little tweet chain. So a lot going on in baseball, a lot going on. Winter meetings happened. A lot of big signings, a lot of big money. Free agency's hot. Baseball's hot.
Money
Trades
flying
today.
around.
Money's flying around. You know what is really good for baseball?
Money flying around.
Money flying around. It's really good for baseball that the Padres are spending, like the Yankees, and the Mets are spending, which is now
Mets
like
have monopoly money. It's fake.
Mets
They
are
need
going
to go. They would fit perfect in the NBA. It's like, yeah, you get some. Yeah, here you go.
The Mets,
But
the Mets are
I
running
think-
a $400 million payroll.
Does MLB do they have the biggest contracts, like highest like salary across
Not
sports?
per year, but guaranteed total value. Yes.
Yeah.
So there's a lot of stuff that's really good for baseball. I would like to give a shout out to John Boy Media for them being in winter meetings. Nice shirt, Tom. For them being, and also
I
Dakota.
was
Nice.
gonna say what about me? Jeez.
Pump the brand. John Boy at winter meetings. I followed along with Talking Baseball. It was really cool to hear their takes from winter meetings, and like the fact that John Boy in however many years has gone from, this little thing that was doing breakdowns and recording a podcast to now like part of the baseball media landscape is so cool. And like following along on Twitter, there's so many people that care about baseball free agency, and it's really, really awesome to see.
Twitter is freaking out. Every day, I just see a billion tweets from a billion different outlets freaking out.
I'm actually going to hurt my thumbs from refreshing because it's so funny what's going on there.
To me, that just seemed like when the lockout was going on, when it was just like you'd find everything out on Twitter and you would just keep refreshing. And it's just like, oh, they're coming to a deal. And then you would see who the next deal was.
When the Sean Murphy trade happened today, it was like refresh. It's like Sean Murphy's traded. Refresh, like who's going, and then William Contreras comes out, he's going to the Brewers, and it's like, who's going? Holy shit.
Did you see
People
who
going
broke
everywhere?
Did you see who broke the 3-team link?
Yeah, it was Jake. I was on the phone with him. I talked to him for like 10 minutes on the phone today. I actually texted him after he put that tweet out and was like, ooh, you got some trade knowledge? And then he called me and we talked for about 10 minutes. We actually didn't talk about the trade knowledge. And then it all came out. He's the source.
Yeah, Ken Rosenthal and Passan both shout him out.
Are you gonna
Big J journalism?
Are you gonna pass news along to Jake if you ever have any?
Yeah, if I have some, get him out there.
No. Well, you already have a guy that you.
Yeah, but you
Yeah.
know, I'm not tied to anybody but Jake. So I mean, hey, gotta help him out now that he's
It's
out.
kind of
there,
like the biggest bidder now, right? It's like whoever throws you the most.
I mean, yeah,
whoever wets your beak.
it's like my own free agency.
I think what we should do, this is what the episode's going to look like. A little different today. We're going to talk about the winter meetings. We're going to talk about all these big signings, but we want another opinion, an opinion that we haven't had on the pod for a couple months. Maybe he's salty about it. Maybe he's a little salty. He hasn't been on the pod. He's been getting that wing right. We have friend of the pod, Scotty Effross joining, but it's brought to you by Kendra Scott. Scotty, you ever get Kendra Scott?
Scott's definitely heard of Kendra Scott.
I have.
Do you have you gotten any Kendra Scott products for your wife?
I have.
Oh.
I think she had something. I think she had a bag for our wedding. I think she got it as a gift for the girls in the wedding. Great stuff.
Sick. Well, for
think.
anybody who doesn't know about Kendra Scott, which you'd be crazy if you didn't, Kendra Scott makes jewelry, both male and female. Let me reverse that, both female and male. They have some watches, they have some bracelets and necklaces for men. But if you're looking for a gift for your wife, for your girlfriend, maybe daughter out there, a lot of good stuff around this time of year. A lot of good stuff. I think I might be going with a little bit of Kendra Scott for Julie this Christmas.
Not gonna lie. I hope my girlfriend didn't see me on Instagram and or on my Safari before, because I was googling a little Kendra Scott.
You were getting in there trying to figure out what the best stuff is.
I mean, that one.
Are you just saying? Are you just saying they're non-listeners because like you're just giving away the secret now?
Well, in the off season, she listens a lot more when she's traveling during the season. So we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see. This is a test.
I was deep in the Kendra Scott website, deep. Just trying to find everything that's on there. But for listeners, if you're looking for a little Christmas gift, looking for something, KendraScott.com. All the best jewelry, got earrings, got necklaces, got all kinds of stuff, rings, whatever you're looking for. Perfect gift for your significant other and or mom, daughter, whoever.
And it's perfect. It's perfect for guys because we struggle. We struggle getting gifts for people. You never know what to get people. It's a perfect website for it. You go on
what
there,
it is?
they make it easy.
You know what it is, guys?
What?
It's a home run.
It is. That's true, Scott.
All right.
Kendra Scott is a home run.
Let's get
All
to
right,
let's get to the
Scott.
Scotty Effross.
Wow, we are so
That's-
happy you came on.
That's as bad as it gets. Scott,
Yo,
let's start with something pretty important for you, buddy. Judgy, AJ.
yep.
What is it? What are you calling him these days?
Captain.
Rumored. Yes. Reportedly. Yes.
Did you change his
Judgy.
name in your phone to Captain Judgy?
I should.
I hope he sent a GIF in your group with that one scene from I forgot what movie it is, and he's like, "I'm the captain now. That's me. I am the captain."
Question.
that guy's
What?
phone. That guy's phone must have been blowing up. So
Could you imagine?
Did you
Well,
text him?
because the night before it was reported he was going to the Giants for about 10 minutes, and everyone was
Everyone
freaking
was
out.
panicking.
Scott was nervous.
Scott, we're gonna
was
have to get you. We're gonna have to
sweating.
get to the bottom of that. Like,
I was nervous.
what
You
happened?
were very nervous.
I wasn't nervous. Just it was said online that he was going. So
It's like a John Heyman is like, he doesn't usually just throw stuff out there. So it was like, oh, he's gone.
yeah, stay on your
Scott,
toes. Winter meetings.
Scott,
Lot flying around. Yes,
did you text him?
I did.
Did you get a response that night?
I did. I got a response in like 5 minutes.
Let's go.
Guy is
Oh
just.
my
I mean,
God.
not gonna.
He's probably thinking,
Not gonna
though,
brag.
he's probably
So
thinking,
why-
hey,
why is he
Scott,
not
you
on
think
tonight?
You're at the top of my priorities right now. No offense.
I think I caught him at a good time, probably. But yeah, got a response. Said congratulations. Obviously, an unbelievable accomplishment to one, get to free agency, two, sign a deal for that magnitude. And yeah, obviously stoked that he's still a Yankee, going to be Yankee for a long time. So very exciting news.
Well, that's why he's the
Yeah,
captain.
Tom is wearing the Yankees hat. He wants everyone to see.
That's why he's the captain.
Yankee
He
Tom.
responds that quick to a middle reliever. No
Exactly.
man too little for him,
Middle reliever on the
Even
IL.
a broken middle reliever.
A middle reliever on the shelf.
Let me just say, as the number one Scott Effross fan in the office, not a middle reliever. Just not true.
That's true. My last outing was a save. So
Fuck off, Dakota.
Oops.
Well,
I take it back.
Wow.
I take it back.
Scott, can
Yes.
you imagine the gift that Judge is going to get for you guys to start the year?
Oh,
I mean,
is that I actually don't know. Is that a thing that like
I don't
when
know.
guys
It's something
sign-
that J-Hay always did because he's awesome. But
Yeah.
I got to think, Judge is. There's a lot of dough there. Maybe he'll get you
So,
guys all something nice.
yeah.
for
You know
the
what's crazy?
season.
Like Jay Hay has a huge contract. Judge is what, more than double?
It's double.
That's
Well, Jay Hay got us some nice things this year at the beginning of the year. Is that just something he would do every year, Ian?
He did it for like 3 years in a row. 1 year it was iPads, and 1 year it was Apple over the ear noise canceling headphones. They were
Yeah.
wonderful. And then goggles. Was there something else this year too? Goggles and
He got he got everyone a shoulder hyper ice, and then
the hyper ice and the
knee
goggles.
a knee hyper ice or a leg hyper ice, which was very, very cool.
Yeah. He's just the most generous guy in the world. But
Yeah,
maybe
absolutely.
maybe Riz will tell Judge. Maybe you'll tell Judge. It's like, hey, man, let's get the fellas something.
Hey, why doesn't Riz get the fella something, huh?
Yeah, he signed a deal
Well-
too. He's don't skirt out of that one.
Well,
Judge could get you guys all like a car and nothing would happen.
With one paycheck, he could probably buy you each a car.
Yeah, like Aaron, you could spend the money. It's fine.
You got more coming. It's gonna okay.
But very, very exciting news. We were all very excited when it was announced. I still don't think he signed the contract, but when it was announced. But
Are you saying there's stuff wrong with the medical because he
no.
hasn't signed yet? Is that what you're
I'm
saying?
just saying, I haven't seen the Yankees tweet it, so
Scott?
it is amazing how guys will sign deals or the deals will be announced, and like the Cubs still haven't.
yeah,
Taillon and Bellinger still haven't been.
it's not
teamed.
official, but I mean, very exciting news.
I mean,
Hey.
you change this late and you're dead. Like
Well, it's not that
the
he's changing,
Yankees.
it's just-
I'm saying, but if he somehow changed, the Yankees fans,
Well, I
think,
remember
would
I
actually
just like when I was
storm the
watching all
field.
the coverage. I was watching all the coverage on it on like MLB Network, and everyone had to say like reportedly, because
Yeah.
like it was reportedly, but which I thought was interesting.
For sure.
Oh, we got two hands. Who's gonna answer who?
I have
Zach's hand was up first. Zach's hand was up first.
Do you
Saw it.
keep the pen that you signed your contract with?
I would
Bring
bring
your
my
own
own
pen.
pen.
You probably bring your own pen.
I would bring my own pen.
And then never use it again, right?
Put in a nice little case.
I think that'd be awesome to frame like in your office or something, or not frame, or just have it like there and never touch it again.
Yeah,
Yeah.
man. You could do that. Can you imagine how much
when are you
Kendra
signing
Scott?
another $400 million contract?
Can you imagine how much Kendra Scott jewelry Judge can buy? Hey, can we talk about JMO? Jameson Taillon, former teammate of you, Scotty Effross. Big Cubby signing. 4 years, 60, 70, 68,
64.
72.
4 years, 60,
64. I want to say 64.
64, 68. It was like 17 a year, something like that. Whatever.
Big coffee guy.
68. Got
Huge.
Makes pour over in the clubhouse. What else you got? I've heard he's an awesome dude. He actually texted me before it was official, so I had the scoop there.
You can sell that one.
And it was really cool because we have talked coffee before, and we've texted back and forth a little bit. So it was about union stuff because he was your PA rep, correct?
Yes.
Seems like the nicest guy in the world. What do you got on JMO?
He's awesome. He was especially great to me when I got traded over. We hung out a couple times, like right away, kind of really made me feel super comfortable. Like you said, makes a great cup of coffee. We kind of bonded over that. He has a nice little pour over set up in our clubby's office. Just an awesome dude, really like underrated kind of, obviously put together a great year this year, but I feel like he kind of got, a little underrated this year, but he had a great season and really, proved himself as a solid, starter. And I love that signing for you guys. Obviously sad to see him go. I think the word that comes to mind when I think about him is competitor. And, every time he goes out there, I feel like he's just like super, super invested, obviously, in every single pitch. And, we're going to get out of him each time he goes out there. So it was a lot of fun being his teammate, a lot of fun watching him compete the second half of the year. And, love the signing for you guys, Ian.
Riz, I asked Riz about it right away, and Riz was like, "You're gonna love him. Like you're just gonna love him." In the club.
He's great clubhouse guy. Just really like, takes care of business, keeps things light, like just perfect presence for a team like that.
What did Tom think of JMO?
Big fan. Jimmy actually came up to me and said, "Does Ian know he's going to be best friends with Taillon yet?" And I said, "I think they talked, but I don't know if he knows like that they're going to be best friends." I mean, because he had reached out, he had been on Talking Yanks, and actually his first start ever was one of the first Yankee games I ever watched with Jimmy and Jake. They did a shot of Jameson every time he had a strikeout. I believe he had 8 strikeouts, so it was getting pretty wild.
That's a fantastic night.
You guys will have to talk about something. Ian, you took him kind of way back this year.
I did get him.
You
I
clipped,
did get him.
you clipped him a little bit.
He
I mean,
actually,
Well,
just-
did you face him? Did you face him at Pitt? I guess was he there? He would have been there in Pittsburgh for 2 years when you were.
yeah,
There?
yeah. I think I want to say I faced him in 17, 18, and 19, maybe, but I can't remember which years he was, because he was hurt a little bit in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah,
But I
two
definitely,
Tommy Johns.
I definitely
Two Tommy-
faced him
yeah.
early
Lot
in
of-
my career at some
He had
point. But
two?
he's
Yeah,
yeah.
he's had a lot of. I mean,
Holy
he's
smoke!
had a lot of battles. He's had
This
to
was
face-
the first year he actually got to really throw a full season
right.
and be healthy, and that's the kind of
Yeah.
year he put together.
Yeah.
He sent me. It was pretty cool. This has happened a couple times in my career, but this really stood out. We had some nice battles, and I had a really good game. And he sent me a text after that was like, "Hey man, really really fun to compete against you. Like, way to swing it, keep going." And I was like, "That's fucking awesome. Like, go out there and you compete, and then like for your competitor to be like." Give you something like that. It was a really cool moment in my
That's
career.
very cool. Did you
I
have
felt kind of
Did you-
established, which is cool.
You have 15 career plate appearances against him, by the way.
Zach? I think you're going to ask the same question I was going to ask.
Did you know him before?
Right.
No, not really. I mean, just from playing against, like I said, playing against him in Pittsburgh, and then we had chatted a little bit about PA stuff. I'm sure we had been on a bunch of calls together in 20 and 21.
Oh, right, makes sense.
But I don't know that we'd specifically, we'd talk to each other and texted back and forth about coffee, and we had texted back and forth about PA stuff a little bit, but not crazy. And it was pretty cool for him to reach out like that.
Scotty, speaking of Tommy John, how is the rehab going?
It's going. Today was a good day. I got to full range of motion for the first time, which was great.
Hey, it's a big step.
8.5 weeks out right now. So I'm
Oh.
really happy with that. But yeah, it's going great. Rehab's going well. I'm here in Pittsburgh, doing it a couple places here, and actually going to New York to see the trainers this week. So I've kind of been going a little bit back and forth, but it's been good. I'm happy with where we're at. Obviously, long road to go still, but I feel healthy for the timeline I'm at right now.
People are saying you'll be ready for the playoffs next year. I'm not saying
Who's-
it, but
people?
people are
You?
saying. I don't
You?
know who said it. That's just from my sources.
Who are your sources?
It might be you. You might be ready by then.
My
I'm just
dog?
saying. I'm not saying you're in there, but if called upon,
Let's put it on-
SC59 will be ready to go.
Let's put it on Talking Yanks.
He's ready
Yeah.
to go.
Scott,
Throw it
I
up
have a
there.
question. When you're getting to full range of motion, are they doing the thing where they put the weighted, the handcuff, that cuff weight on your arm and letting it hang?
So that, as I've learned, there have been many rehab styles over the course of the Tommy John history. I think that was kind of an original method that they were doing with guys. But I haven't done that one. We've been doing similar things where we've kind of just working out the scar tissue and everything. Obviously stretching the elbow, but I remember thinking I'm probably just going to be sitting with a cuff weight on my hand for hours at a time. I haven't done that yet, but
So what's your are they just manually stretching you to get there? How did you get
manually
full range?
stretching, a lot of soft tissue stuff around the scar to open up the rest of the forearm.
what's been the most painful thing?
Probably stretching into, honestly, today at PT we're working on the wrist part, and just getting that scar tissue broken up. That's it's not forgotten about, but obviously the big thing is the elbow, but the wrist part scar tissue still has to break up too. And getting in there, because it's so small and there's so many small bones on top of it, you hit the wrong spot in there, it digs at you. But
Ooh.
it's all roughly the same. Some of it hurts when you kind of push it, but you kind of just have to get through it, and then you come back the next week. and you do the same thing. And it's like, oh, this feels better now. So
I did some of that stuff to get to full extension, like some hanging and like some hanging
Yeah.
off the table. And it was so like it didn't hurt when you would sit there, but then when you would first like move it out.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
a lot of shoulder work too. I would say it's honestly like when I go to my rehab facility, it's like 50% elbow work, 50% shoulder work at this point, just making sure that the shoulder doesn't fall behind the elbow movement. So when
strength
you start,
that's,
yeah. And like now is like obviously a perfect time to kind of stay on top of that because you have the opportunity to build, shoulder strength during this time. So, but it's going well. Here's the scar. It's a beauty.
You gonna get a tattoo with the smiley face?
You're gonna get the seams tattooed.
No,
on there?
I'm not going to get the seams. I'm not going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to do anything, but it's a nice
the
look
flames. Get fire flames coming out of it because you throw so hard.
because I throw 92. Yeah.
Yeah.
Scott.
Well, it gets by, guys. I'll tell you that much.
Scott, you know what could really help with your recovery?
What could help with my recovery? Because this might be a natural advertisement. Is that an Athletic Greens bottle?
For Athletic Greens. I got Athletic Greens right here for the viewer. I'm drinking my Athletic Greens at night. It could
You
really
go at
help you.
At night?
At night. I'm doing it at night.
Psycho.
That's weird.
Yeah. Psycho move. You're welcome. 75 high quality vitamins, minerals, whole food source superfoods, and probiotics could really help our friend Scott's recovery. Less than 1 gram of sugar, no GMOs, no nasty chemicals or artificial anything, while tasting great. Costs you less than $3 a day, and you're investing in your health. Scott, invest in your health, man.
We should have started with the ad because I would have said, and this is the honest truth, that I start every single day with a bottle of Athletic Greens. So no wonder my rehab's going well. If I wasn't taking Athletic Greens, I don't know if I can move my arm right now.
So you're saying that Athletic Greens is going to get you back for the playoffs. Athletic Greens.
That's what we're hearing. That's what we're
Compound.
hearing.
athleticgreens.com/compound. Free 1-year supply of immune supporting vitamin D and 5 free travel packs with your first purchase. athleticgreens.com/compound.
I can't wait until you make the playoff roster when you come back and Athletic Greens throws the compound $1 zillion because it
What do
just
I get?
proves that.
No,
if
no,
you
they're going to
drink-
throw it at you, Scott. We're
What do I
not.
get?
We're
Yeah.
not greedy.
Oh, yeah.
Scott.
We're not greedy.
No, Scott, you're on our platform, Scott.
Yeah.
You'll get an attaboy.
Yeah, we'll give you like
I was
a
gonna say,
thanks, man.
a
Go
slap
get 'em.
on the ass and an attaboy, go get him.
Yeah, go get him in Houston.
We'll send you a package of Athletic Greens. How about
Perfect.
that? Call
I'll
it
be
good.
good.
Maybe two.
You know what? That'd be worth it. That'd be worth it.
Scott,
Yo.
do you wish that you played shortstop with the deals that are being handed out right now?
Yeah, it's nice. I saw the Giants are talking to Correa now, right? Like they're heavy favorites. Isn't that right? I don't know. I kind of refreshed Twitter when you guys were talking about the moves to make sure I didn't miss anything. A lot of moves today too.
Yeah, the Sean Murphy trade today. Obviously, the Mets have been super active. The Giants have kind of been. Giants got a couple pieces, but them and the Padres have lost out quite a bit. Except for them, the Padres went and got Bogart. So
Yeah.
But I feel like the Padres and Giants have been the teams that are like, oh, like they're talking to this guy, like they're talking to Judge, they're talking to this guy, that guy, and it's like, but they signed elsewhere.
they are in on everybody.
Yeah, which you like to see, though, because I mean, at least at the end of the day, they're driving up the price for the teams those guys are signing for.
Well, the big rumor right now is that the Yanks got something big in the works. Apparently, they're going after Rodon. I struggle with.
I'm still not
Rendon
positive if it's
and
Rodon or Rodon.
I think it's Rodon.
I think
it's Rodon, but I don't know.
Rendon, Rodon. They're working on Rodon and also maybe something else big. I don't know.
I've
It's hard
heard.
to-
I've heard like middle infield type of deal. Maybe.
Scott, any
Maybe.
insight? Is Hal called you and discussed his moves with you?
No.
Not yet. Not yet.
Did
at
he call
least.
you? Did he call you and go, "Hey, Scott, yeah,
Is it-
do you mind? Would you mind calling Judgy and just getting this deal done for us because we'd love to have him back." And then you called Judge, and you were like, "Hey, man, no,
We
there's a
need
lot of
ya."
money out there."
If
but,
I had to be involved in that, I don't know. Like that must have been like a chaotic scene.
Didn't they say Hal was
Yeah.
in Italy?
Yeah, I saw that.
Imagine that having a nice dinner and you're just like, oh fuck, the Giants are really gonna sign this dude. I gotta leave.
And he goes, all right, give me the phone. Hey, Aaron. All right, here's 400 mil. You're a Yankee.
And here's the captain.
Well, he probably gave him that, and then he like the bottle of wine was coming to the table, and he was like, nah.
we can't afford it. Give me the cheap
Yeah,
one.
we're-
Lower
we're-
shelf.
You have the kids menu here.
Yeah.
What trade do you want to talk? You want to talk about the trades? You want to talk about some of these shortstops? 11 years for these shortstops.
I couldn't believe what is Bogart? Zach, you said he's 30, right?
30.
I couldn't believe he got 11.
Well,
Good
I
for
don't know
him.
if you saw. I don't
That's
know if you saw
awesome.
this. So he gets 11 and Turner gets 11. The AAVs on that average annual values 27 for Turner, 25 for Bogarts, roughly. Which is for those teams, especially the Phillies. Well, I guess both those teams, but the Phillies who have all these, they have five guys, 6 guys with huge contracts. Having that AAV be lower lets them go spend on another pitcher, reliever, kind of fill out the roster and not run up over the luxury tax like the Mets are doing. Now, the Giants or the Padres had offered Judge like something like 14 for 400.
What?
And MLB basically vetoed it or would have vetoed it to be like, you're not going to pay him until he's like 45. Like this is pure manipulation. You can't
Like the NBA, what was that? The Chris Paul trade, Dakota?
Yeah, where they're
Pelicans?
like,
Yeah.
nah, this
Yeah.
isn't fair. You
They're
can't
like-
do that.
No. Damn.
No, you'd win, and nope. Sorry.
But it's really interesting, just like club behavior, because in the past free agencies in the last few years, it was short term high AAV, and that's what everybody was doing. Bauer deal, Stroman, short high AAV. And now you're seeing teams really stretch that thing out and go for the big number to get it to a bunch of years and lower the AAV. And they might have to eat some of the end of the contract, but I think teams are willing to do that.
And doesn't that open up them? Like if you go lower on the AAV, but you do more years, it's still a ton of money for the player, and you have more flexibility on your cap to get more guys and help the team. I feel like along the way.
I think the only downside would be if you were in the year 2032 and you still had 25 million a year on the books for that payroll, and the guy was basically retired. Like,
yeah, but I feel like you're
pseudo
banking on
retired.
like the Padres mindset is like, well, if we win 3 championships in the next 10 years, I think we're okay still paying Xander 25 million when he's 41.
And I think the idea would be that in 10 years, the luxury tax is higher. $25 million is a more reasonable number than it is today. And that you're not eating as much of a contract as it looks like you would be today. Scott?
Do you think, well, you said like the shorter term, higher AAVs, especially like last year, like coming out of the lockout, because I feel like teams didn't know, like it was kind of like a mad dash, like right when everything broke, like before everything broke or before everything stopped. And then right after we got started again. This year, I feel like with like a full year salary or like full years, like dollars on their books and everything, like they can kind of plan out a little bit better, knowing the rules for 5 years. It seems like teams are more comfortable saying like, okay, we can give years and dollars, especially for position players, because the pitching market's like, I mean, what was Verlander's year? 2 years, obviously.
Yeah, like
Two
like
with
80
a vesting option, but he's also
something.
39 years old.
Yeah, he's got and like DeGrom's is what, 5?
5.
Yeah, so like it seems like the pitchers markets are like way high AAVs with like 3, 4, 5 years in that range.
especially with the
position
older
players.
ones or like
If you're-
low to mid 30s.
Yeah, I'm interested to see what Rodon does get, because he's kind of in that middle. Like he's
He's still
definitely
29 or
established.
30, right?
Because what was his deal with the Giants? Because didn't he sign like a 2-year or a 1-year 2-year opt out?
He signed a 2-year with an opt out.
It was kind of like Correa's deal,
Correct.
right? So it's just
It's kind of like Rizzo's deal.
it's kind of like Rizzo's deal.
Yeah, he's 30. Rodon is 30.
Yeah, so I mean, he could be a guy that like,
He could be pushing 6-7 years.
yeah, that'd be. I can't remember the last. Like, has there been a pitcher with a 10-year?
That's
Something
so
like
your
hard.
team- your
so
teammate
hard to
Garrett.
do.
Impossible.
Like
Your
huge.
teammate Garrett's got what? 8, 10
but
for
that's like
300?
I feel
Yeah,
like
Garrett's
that's
got a long
only-
one.
Those
Lester
are only
had a
going to
long
happen.
one, right?
Those are only going to happen
Towns
to
was
starting
7.
pitchers that are like,
6.
I'm trying to think of another, like a young stud starting pitcher.
Yeah.
You know, I'm trying to think of somebody.
Well, yeah,
Like, but they're
starting
like
pitchers,
26, 27. And
I
it's
think
like,
starting
oh,
Garrett's
pitchers
is
don't
the-
get to free agency that early because they don't come up until they're. Just takes so much longer. So they're 23, 24, or 22 even. Even if you get the
How-
big league at 22, you don't become a free agent until you're 29.
How
Yeah.
old is Alcantara? Is that his name? Right?
yeah, that's
contract?
Yeah, but
one
he
that
signed an
could-
extension.
He did
He
sign an
did?
extension.
Oh, I
Yeah,
was going to say
really
that's
cheap
one that
one.
could he might get $1 billion.
I think he would have been a free agent after this, like next year. I
Next
think
year, maybe.
Probably like 27,
He's-
28.
I'll
He's
never
27 right now.
never
27.
fault somebody for signing an extension early.
No,
No.
but he would have been a 28 or 29-year-old free agent. And he would have got.
But
Like
Oh,
if somebody comes up, even like
That guy's
you're
nasty.
really good, like the Ozzy Albies and Acuna. Like, yeah, obviously hindsight, but like think about both of those guys have ran into injuries. Like, say you wait until your free agency year, and then like, yeah, those guys will probably still get paid, but having that money up front, and it's not like it's a crazy long deal. I mean, was it 7 years when they signed it? 6 years?
5. So for Sandy Alcantara's,
I get what you're saying. 5 for 56 looks like a huge bargain, but he will be a free agent again at 31, 32 because there's a
Right.
club option at 31. So it's
you-
like,
you
all right, at
have-
32,
yeah, he could get another
another
5-year contract.
Yeah,
If
so
he
you
does-
hope at 32 he goes out and gets that big number.
5
Yes.
years. He could get another 7 year. I mean,
Right,
DeGrom,
True.
that's what I'm saying, like 5 at
True.
least. But imagine like that whenever he signed that, like, hey, here's 50 mil. You want to sign? Like, easy. I would fucking say yes.
Hey, you're making 10 million a year for the
Hey,
next
you're
5
losing your
years, no
leverage
matter
over there,
what.
Zach.
Yeah, you losing my leverage. That's right.
He's so good,
Yeah.
by the way. Like watching all his clips when he won this. Obviously, I watched him this year. He is like so much fun to watch pitch.
Who?
He could beat.
especially going deep into games too. Like it doesn't happen. And how many complete games did he have?
Right, exactly. He's like a throwback. He's just like
He's a horse.
And
He's
he's
a
just
horse.
thrown into Miami. You just forget, and then every fifth day, MLB is tweeting, "Ooh, would you look at that?"
Can I
They
ask a
get
quick
another
question?
quality start into the 8th or 9th inning.